By the way, you guys were counter-signaling Tucker Carlson. Then I'll get back to calls. Hang tight. Tucker Carlson also said something that you guys didn't like, some of you guys. You thought that he was throwing you all under the bus, saying, forget white people. Because Tucker said, I'm a grown man. I'm not going to listen to a person who says, I'll say, forget you. He said a different F word. To anybody who purports to speak for all white people. Nobody purports to speak for all white people. You don't speak for me. I'm a grown man. I can respect that he's a grown man and he doesn't have leaders. That's nice. That's good. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. But I don't know. What a mess. You guys are, as I mentioned last time I covered this, maybe I've covered it twice. You guys are, he's sort of straw-manning, saying something that you're not saying. You've got the pro-whites, right? The people who are into the white thing or want to protect whites from the attack on the whites, right? He's straw-manning you, and you're straw-manning him. Because he didn't say, forget white people. And I noticed a lot of you guys talk about collective. Collective is a buzzword among some of the whites. Whites need to become a collective and to overcome the problems that the Jews created, or whatever you guys are thinking. T. Hownillator said in my thing, like, Tucker didn't actually say some of the stuff that you guys are saying that he said. Just like you guys didn't say the stuff that Tucker says that you said. Did you notice that? And if you think that whites should be a collective and get along, why are you not getting along with Tucker, irregardless of you disagreeing with what he's saying? Which is not a word, irregardless. Despite the fake news dictionary and NPR. State-funded media. Even if there was a meaningful clarification here, the costs easily outweighs the benefit, says T. Hownillator. And I'm like, what are the costs? And he responded to me, but I couldn't see the response. So I'm like, YouTube is censoring you. But now I see it. And he copied it and pasted it again. Trump showed us that you never react to what someone says about you, but instead what you should proactively put forward your own arguments. That's a good thing about Trump. Yeah, I agree with him. I don't know what that has to do with this. You can respond to their talking points, but only by reshaping it into your own thing and painting your own picture about it. This way, nothing ever sticks to you. When you respond in this way, it sucks all the wind out of their sails and puts it into yours. Yeah, it's kind of like Trump respond. I don't know exactly what he means by this. Oh, if you go all the way down to the bottom, it says with that thing what he said. Nick is following what I'm saying in the screenshots of the YouTube comments. Shout out to the YouTube comments. I liked how Trump responded to the Pope, the liberal Pope, Francis, who was smearing Trump about immigration or something like that or whatever, or his, his stuff. And Trump said this was a linguistic kill shot or something, according to Scott Adams. He would say, ISIS wants to get you. That's what Trump said in response to somebody quoting the Pope going against Trump. ISIS wants to get you. That's responding in your own way. Nice. Putting out the truth. JLP does that too. Just puts out the truth. So I kind of get what you mean, Townhillator. I don't know what you mean, though, about Tucker. I like how Tucker said, don't have leaders. Because I mentioned a lot of whites, or some of the younger whippersnapper whites, see Nick Fuentes as their leader. No, Nick Fuentes is a leader. He's a man, maybe, right? But he's not your leader. But also be united with these guys as much as you can. And with Tucker, where he's right, Don't be like, he's fake. Tucker is a covert overt. In the chat, I think he is. Tucker is a CIA asset. I'm like, really? Tucker is a CIA asset? He may be. Who knows? Everyone loves post-2016 Tucker, he says. Rah, rah, America Tucker. But everyone forgets neocon, warmongering, war on terror, bow tie Tucker. Dude's a hack. Never ever trust the MSM. That's short for mainstream media. Fox, as in Fox News, faux news, called Arizona for Sleepy Joe Biden in 2020. Now, Fox News is different from Tucker Carlson. And I know that they're mainstream, far-left extremists. Many of them, right? But I responded to him. It's not about trust. I don't trust Tucker. I'm not about trusting Tucker. It's like I appreciate him for the truth that he says when he's telling the truth. Just like with Trump. I appreciate both of these guys. It's not about trust. I trust anybody as far as I can throw him. And people change their minds. How do you know that Tucker didn't sincerely change his mind? He may, I mean, who knows? But anyway, this guy says Tucker is a pressure. Punanyi. I don't know if that's a bad word. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But that's his username. Tucker is a pressure valve for whites to never get collective. That's a split infinitive, man. Yeah, you're whiter than that. And get out of the mess the J3Ws connected. Jews. Created. And I'm like, that's an interesting theory. Tucker's a pressure valve. Because him telling the truth is sort of a relief. It's thrilling. It's nice to hear Trump and Tucker tell the truth. I remember I started coasting in my mind when Trump became president. I was like, Trump is president. I can relax. I don't have to be bothered because Obama's not president anymore. And then my life went downhill. So I can understand the pressure valve idea. So I'm not discounting him for saying that. But I'm like, do you personally know whites who would otherwise be a collective? That's a Nazi idea, said Tucker Carlson. Should I replay his clip? Let's replay his clip while I'm talking about this. He said it's a Nazi idea to have white leaders, right? And I said, that's a black idea. It's blacks. That's what I can relate to because that's what I see present day. I don't know what the Nazis did. They may have seen Hitler as their leader, maybe, or whatever. Do you have the clip? Let's go ahead and do it.
I will say this, if I can just make one prediction. So the United States is becoming non-white. Everyone's excited about it. Or whether you're not excited about it, it doesn't matter. Whites are going to be in the minority. So what that means soon. So what that means is you're going to get at some point, probably in my lifetime, people standing up and saying, I represent white people. I'm the candidate of the white voter.
Right.
And I just want to say on the record that I'm going to tell that person to f*** off.
Whoa,
because nobody speaks. I'm an adult man.
That's
and
right.
Nobody speaks for me because he shares the same skin color as me. Like, I just reject that entire idea. If I agree with you, I'll let you speak for me. And if I don't, I won't. But this idea that someone of a certain skin color, any skin color, or any ethnic background speaks automatically on behalf of all people who share that skin color, ethnic background is a Nazi idea, and I'm totally opposed to it. And I will be opposed to it when it happens to me. When and this will happen. Someone's going to, white people. And I'm going to be like, I don't even know you, dude. I don't even know you. I refuse to allow you to purport to speak for me because we look the same. Period.
That was Tucker on Adam Carolla's show. I played that earlier this week, I think it was. And he oversimplifies the arguments. He does do sort of it's not exactly what they're saying. They're not saying, you speak for all white people. Like spoiler alert said last time I played this, no so-called white supremacist or neo-Nazi, if those are even real things, says that they speak for all whites. But I can sympathize with his statement. It's good to not have leaders. So anyway, this guy thinks that the solution is to collectivize. And it is interesting that it's a white thing to believe in the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, to be more Christian. Normal white thing, anyway. Normal white Americans are Christian. They're for free speech. The real, especially when you're speaking the truth or you're debating what the truth is. Not talking about pornography. That's not free speech, guys, gals, unchristian people. And the Second Amendment, the right to carry guns and own and wield awesome guns, the best guns, weapons of war. That's a white thing. Like, whites are more sensible in America on the whole, politically. But there are issues among us, right? Fear, anger, falling into cult stuff. The family's all messed up too. Becoming more black. We're becoming more black, not be more Nazi. I don't know. Some people are sympathizing with the Nazis. I don't know much about the Nazis. But they think about collectivism is a solution for this attack on the whites and to save the country or whatever. I think the country's gone, maybe. But I'm like, would people is Tucker as a pressure valve or Trump is a pressure valve? This guy Pu Nine Yi. Hopefully that's not a bad thing to say. Sounds kind of bad. He says yes, he knows whites who would otherwise be collective. Tucker keeps them on the plantation of civic nationalism. I have this screenshot, it's that same screenshot you were showing there, Nick, at the bottom. He keeps them on the plantation, plantation of civic nationalism and boomer conservatism. He is a pressure valve like Trump and other conservative con inc / boomer conservative and cuckbertarian voices. Sorry, kids, don't say that word. I call them lawbertarians, but he calls them surrender to evil against what's good. Libertarians. Shout out to the libertarians, but you guys, some of you guys are suckers. You think most people are good. They're not. They're evil. I think that you think most people are good. I don't know. Why else would you be a libertarian? And so I'm like, are these your relatives staying away from their collective whiteness? Collective, what does that mean exactly? Common values? Because of Tucker? Because that shows a weakness in the whites. It's if they're looking to Tucker as a leader, they should be agreeing with Tucker, and Tucker is a bad leader, they should be agreeing with Tucker not to have a white leader. Or Trump being their leader. JLP and Tucker are both saying don't have leaders. Because if you're thinking in a collective, but your collective values are not what's right anymore around God and what's right and truth and real love, then you're going to be collectively black-hearted people, which we don't want. Blasted Radius 9136 says, I warned people on the right about Tucker. And he said, Hake, just admit Tucker is fake. He didn't like Trump. Now he's saying, forget white people. He said, screw. Don't say that, kids. White people. So I warned you guys about him, sir. I don't remember Tucker saying, forget white people. And people think, oh, Tucker said he's excited. He finds it exciting. He's pointing out that people think that it's exciting that whites are becoming a minority. So whether Tucker's fake or not, it's not my concern. I don't think of him as fake. He's one of the more genuine guys on TV. And he's not saying F white people, except for the imaginary future white leaders who want to be white leaders. So anyway, and he has a right to differ on Trump, right? Doesn't he? I think he has a right. It's fair. Matthew, who debated me on his program and on the Fallen State, not the Fallen State, Modern Day Debate, says libertarians are for more freedom than Republicans, direct constitutional rights to the fullest. Yeah, I know, but we don't have the freedom without morality. Somebody, John Adams, said something to that effect. You can't have this setup of free liberty without God and morality, I think. So that's why I say libertarians. Because a lot of the Republicans are turning more libertarian-minded on the social issues. They're like, oh, let the abortion, not the abortion so much, oh, let the same-sex married people have their thing. Like you even heard Art from Ohio, oh, adults can turn transgender. But I say that that's kind of indecent exposure, you know? And it's evil. It's like unwise to allow that to be shameless in society. Even if we don't make laws against it, maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't. That's, I don't know. But we should not be falling for this and kissing up to it and all that stuff. Anyway, that's what I say. So anyway, let me get to, I appreciate, Covert Overt responded to me in the chat. Tucker has no point. He's trying to spew independent thought. But he's too dumb and fake to tell the truth. Tar Baby Yoda says, spoiler alert, highlights it, Tucker was mocking black culture by mocking the practice of having a leader. Hake doesn't get it. Yeah, was he really? I didn't see the whole thing. Nice, right on to him. Yeah, that was out of context. There's no context. So he may have been mocking the black thing, but he said it's a Nazi idea. So he agrees with me. That's acting black. It's not acting Nazi. Or maybe it is acting Nazi. I'm not sure.